Taodama Description. Taodama is a strategy game for two teams which involves diagonal moves of uniform game players and mandatory capture by moving over the opponent. Taodama is played by two teams on the opposite sides of the court. One team carries the black flag, the other has the white flag. Teams alternate turns. Players move alternately. Starting with the white team, a team may not interrupt as the opponent makes its moves. A move consists of moving diagonally to an adjacent unoccupied square. If the adjacent square is occupied by the opponent player and the square immediately beyond it is vacant, this opponent may be captured and removed from the game by moving over it. Just like an ordinary checker game, when a Taodama player ends its move on the last row of the board, then it is promoted as a king. Kings can move any number of squares horizontally or vertically, but they cannot jump over their teammate or over two enemies standing one after another. The objective of Taodama is to capture all opponent's players or to block the opponent, leaving them without any legal move. So players must move to the opposite pair of lines before the opponent has done so, and they must secure all of the opponent's players or block them from making another move. The team having the greater score at the end of the 30-minute set time for each player, or the team having the greater score after all of any team's players are eliminated, wins the game.
The Taodama court is 94 inches long and 126 inches wide. The court consists of 48 tiles, and each tile is 40 by 40 inches in size.
There would be 3 officials or facilitators in this game. Scorer. He is the one who is in charge of keeping the score of each team. He is also the one who initiates a toss coin between two teams. Timer. He is the one who will give signals to every player on each turn, and he will also be the one who will set time to each player. Referee. He is the one who observes the moves and positions made by the players in the game. Referee is also in charge of observing the teams if any of the players makes any violation. The referee is also responsible in ensuring that the competition will be played according to the rules of the game.
Equipments needed. The game can be played by everyone on Taodama court. If there's no court available, the alternative equipments that can be used are puzzle mats, tape or chalk, stick, and flags. First is puzzle mats. Players may use puzzle mats as a soft surface square tile. 48 pieces are needed, that is consists of 2 different color, 24 pieces of each for alternate color pieces on the floor. Players may wear comfortable shoes or barefoot on the soft surface of puzzle mats to avoid accidents.
Second, a tape or chalk. Players may use any kind of tape or chalk to make the square lines on the floor. Third is a stick. Players may also use a stick to draw the square lines on the ground. Lastly, the flags. A small flag attached to wooden stick will be used by each player. White flags for the white team, black flags for the black team, as a signal before moving to another tile. As a replacement, a player will get and use a red flag if he's already promoted or becomes the king.
Each team consists of 8 players. Each team must be in different clothes or has distinct wear compared to the other team. This is to distinguish to which team does every player belongs. Those 8 players per team are positioned on the first 2 rows closest to the end line of the court or in their base. The game begins with a toss coin between 2 teams. Whoever wins will be the first to choose between the right or left hand of the facilitator, in which white and black flags are hidden. The team who will get the white flag will be the white team and will be the first to move. On the other hand, the team who will get the black flag will be the black team and will have their turn after the white team makes their move. Every player is restricted or is only allowed to move in the areas or cubes with the same color as to where they position at the start, or where any restriction signs are not placed. Their move must be in a diagonal direction. Each team alternates turn, moving one player forward to an empty adjacent spot along the lines. Any player may move backward when he or she has someone to capture or eliminate from the other team. Each team is given only 10 seconds to make a move. If such team is unable to move within that 10 seconds rule, they lose their turn and the other team will automatically make the next turn. A team may not interrupt as the opponent makes its move. A team's player who will move needs to raise his or her flag before he or she moves. In a case where more than one player raises their flags, the team needs to decide within their 10 seconds time limit on which player of their team will make the move. 10 seconds time limit of the team starts after the facilitator signals for the team's turn or move. A team player's move cannot be changed. This rule is called touch move. Once a player from a team moves, such team cannot change their move for that turn. A player may capture an opponent team's player by moving over it to an adjacent spot on the opposite side of it along the line. Multiple captures are allowed if possible. Every capture a team will make is equivalent to 2 points for the team, and the flag of the captured opponent's team's player will be surrendered or given to the team. A player needs or should leave the court after being eliminated. If in case two players of the same team moves at the same time, that will be considered a violation and thus the other team will be given 1 point. In case where a player moves in the wrong direction, like a player moves in the restricted squares, a player moves sideways, a player moves backward when he or she is not attempting or doesn't have any player from the other team to eliminate, then the team needs to go back to their position before such move and the other team gets an additional 1 point. When any player of the team reaches the opposite edge of the court from which it started, it becomes or promoted as the king and will have or get a red flag to signify such. That team will get 5 points. The king may move any distance diagonally forward or backward and may capture or eliminate any number of opponent's player it leaps over. If any player of the team has able to eliminate the king, their team will get 5 points. The game is only played for 30 minutes and when both teams have players remaining after the set time, each team will be given additional points depending on the number of players remaining inside the court. 1 point per remaining player. The team to have the greater accumulated points wins, meaning the team having the greater score at the end of the 30-minute set time for each play, or the team having the greater score after all of any team's players are eliminated wins the game.